So over the years, I have built a bunch of planters, big ones, small ones, and some even with a fun twist. So if you're looking to add greenery to your porch, patio, backyard, or even bring it inside your home, I've got a planter build for you that you can build quickly, easily, and this weekend. So I am sharing 7 of those planter ideas, and I've got plans for all 7 of them also linked in the description below. But before we get started, if you are new here, I am Anika, and I am here to demystify DIY and inspire and empower you to build all of the projects that you can think of. I have a ton of resources, including guides, courses, and project tutorials, so definitely check out the description and hit that subscribe button. Now let's get on to the planters. The first planter is probably the most popular planter on my channel and website, and it is the self-watering planter. And of course, it's also my favorite because no watering. The planter itself is very straightforward to build. The box is made from 2x6 boards that are attached together onto a 2x2 board using exterior grade screws. And this builds some panels which are then attached together to build a box. Once that is done, we can build the base, which I built using 4x4 boards and some 2x2 boards that are all joined together using pocket hole screws and exterior grade wood glue. At this point, I stained the base, and once all the stain is dry, I attach the planter base to the box using some exterior grade screws. And then I laid down some 2x4 planks on the bottom to build the planter base and attach those using screws as well. The planter is ready, and it basically acts just like any other regular planter, and you can totally use it as is. You could just add some drainage holes and attach some landscape fabric and start planting. But we are going to be building a self-watering system that will go inside this planter. So I started by attaching a fish-safe bond liner to the inside of the planter using a staple gun. And it is very important to make sure that this liner does not have any cuts at all, even on the corners, because we want it to hold all of the water inside and basically act like a reservoir. And then I stretched out and cut perforated drain pipes to the size that is equal to the length of the planter. And it's also important to make sure that this is all a tight fit inside the planter. Now, I need to cover the ends of this pipe with landscape fabric and duct tape to hold the water inside it. And then I put it down inside the planter. Now I cut the end of a PVC pipe at a 22.5 degree angle, and then using a utility knife, I cut out a little slit in the perforated drain pipe, just enough to make sure that the PVC pipe fits in nice and tight. On the other end, I made some cuts and added an overflow hose, which, to be honest, I should have made the cuts a little bit smaller because we had a little bit of leakage over there. But basically, you want to make sure that everything is nice and tight. Now it's time to fill up the planter. So I added a layer of vermiculite and peat moss in a 2:1 ratio. And this is the mixture that is going to help move the water from one pipe to another. And you want to make sure that all of this mixture goes in between the drain pipes and on top of the drain pipes and completely covers it up. And after that, we just added potting soil and added in the plants. And once everything's ready, I used a garden hose and filled up the reservoir. It took about 6-7 minutes for the water to completely fill up and start coming out of the drainage pipe. And this self-watering system has been working wonderfully for us for the last 5 years since I built this. Every summer, we can go at least 2 weeks without having to worry about watering these plants. This next planter is also a very popular planter on my website, and that is the raised tiered garden bed. This is a great planter to have if you have a small porch or patio or backyard or even a rental space. This is actually a really straightforward build. It's just a series of 2x4s that are connected to the 2x2 legs using pocket hole screws, and then we put it all together to build a frame for the planter. Now this is just the skeleton of the planter, so I wrapped it up using cedar fence picket boards. I use some metal brackets to hold these in place, but you could just nail or screw them directly into the supports. And this basically makes the 2 planter beds. Now it's just a matter of adding some planks on the bottom, attaching a trellis to the back, and then just attaching the landscape fabric. We added some soil and my daughter had a lot of fun helping me plant in it. And this is it. In fact, you could also make each of these tiers a little bit deeper and add the self-watering system like we did in the first planter as well. This next planter is also very, very popular, and you can probably build it for under $15 or maybe $20 in lumber because we are using cedar pickets and a 2x4 which I ripped down into 2x2s and cut down to size. Now to put it all together, we're basically going to build a box using outer wood glue and finish nails, and we repeat that 3 times. Now to put it all together, we're going to start with the shortest set of legs, which are attached to the box using 2-inch outer wood screws. And then we attach that to the second set of legs, and the next box goes on top of that, and then another set of legs, and the last box, followed by the last set of legs. And that is the planter. I made some drainage holes, added some landscape fabric and some soil, and now we can add flowers or herbs in it, and this will look pretty sitting anywhere on your porch or patio. Continuing with the cedar picket planters, this one is a tall modern planter. I put together the boards to build a box using wood glue and finish nails. This has 2 boards stacked on top of each other, and to do that I added 2x2 boards to the inside that serve as supports and keep the entire box together. Now the stand is built from a 1x10 board which is attached using pocket hole screws, and it is essentially built like building a shelf. Once the stand is done, you can add in the box and attach to the stand. I plan on using this as a decorative box and keeping the plants in a separate box, but if you want, you can plant in the planter directly with drainage holes and landscape fabric. This next planter is also made with cedar pickets, and the box is built exactly like the previous planter using 2x2s to make a taller box. In fact, I built both of these together, and so I built 2 of these boxes. Now for the stand, it is built with a combination of 2x2s and 1x2 boards attached together using pocket hole screws. The 2x2s make the legs and the 1x2s add a support for the planter box. The box fits right in, and once it is finished, you can add in your plants to this simple yet modern planter. The next planter is another modern planter made with cedar pickets, but a smaller version. It starts with a simple box, pretty much like we built for the tiered planter. The stand is built with 2x2s and 1x2s using pocket holes, but there is an angle added to the 2x2s, which basically elevates the design and the look of the planter. This small planter is super easy to build and is perfect for herbs or succulents. I saved the simplest planter for the end, which is a simple box, very, very similar to the ones that we've already built for the tiered planter. And this time I'm using redwood pickets for that rich red color. For the feet, I added small cutoffs of the pickets to elevate the box off of the surface. This makes a beautiful centerpiece or a planter for the kitchen window for herbs. Once again, I have plans for all of the planters that you just saw linked in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time with another project tutorial, which is actually another planter. So stay tuned for that. Bye.